The way that Hasan like retells his past and like the environment at the time before Hasan stepped in, I think it's just not true. You can call me racist. You cannot call me wrong. Could you imagine the backlash from like Ethan and Destiny, those communities, if you got a Porsche 911? I'm tired of the misogynist.
I'm on nobody's side. I mean, I think
What? Is he actually getting defensive? He posted this. I mean, that was good. When's he gonna call Hasan a goy? I know what everyone's gonna say immediately, okay? Yes, Hasan, Ethan, Destiny. Say it with me. Hasan, Ethan, Destiny. But Hasan was on Adam Friedland, and I thought that would be like a decent segment to go over. Oh, here we are. Here we are.
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No.
Your call has been forwarded.
Should I call him again?
Yes. Because obviously, I guess the important background to this, okay, if you're not aware, is Hasan is going on, I think, how many months? Maybe 4 or 5 months after Destiny went on, and arguably made a little bit of a tit out of himself. There was like references and goofs and like, you know, jokes that he clearly just did not understand. And they just successfully fucked with him. There was nothing he could do. They just successfully fucked with him. And he kind of came out of it looking like pretty weird, pretty antisocial. Well, to be fair, it was pretty accurate portrayal, but let's have a look how Hasan looks.
But China's not doing any business. They were doing.
Adam Friedland keeps calling me. Yo, what's up? I'm live.
Salam alaikum. Hasan, how are you, Habibi?
I'm good. What's up? What's going on?
Okay, it's Friday. It's Friday, finally. It's happening.
Okay. What's happening?
Your episode is coming out.
Oh wow. Okay, it's finally happening.
It's here, Hasan.
I'm overjoyed. Thank you.
And I just want to thank you for your friendship.
And the solidarity that you've shown me throughout this entire crazy period of my life.
Okay.
The
answer is yes. I will hide you.
That's a decent intro. Okay. That's a decent intro. Listen, it's no secret that Adam Friedland and Hasan have been like friends for a long, long time. And so obviously not expecting him to be fucked with that hard, hopefully joking around. But I am interested to see kind of how the interaction happens, because Hasan is really, he's not like dirtbag left. He's not like dark woke or whatever. He's very soy. And so I wonder what his reaction is going to be to some of the jokes that Adam's going to make.
Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, the bitch is back. It's Adam Friedland. I've come back. Listen, it's been a month. We've been gone. And, I don't know. To be honest, there have been a lot of changes in my life. And I'm feeling good again, you know. The good news is I got engaged to a woman. What else? I read the Quran, finally. I finally got around to rewatching Donnie Darko, which I found to be just as trippy as the first time that I saw it, when I was a baby. Today is the final installment of our Lost episode series. The guest is Hasan Piker. Many people have noted that he was perhaps a protege of mine. I think we finally passed the torch during this episode. I think
Does he call all of his episodes Lost episodes, or is this actually a script? A scrapped episode at one point? I'm not actually sure. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a scrapped episode and now he's deciding to bring it out. Because obviously, kind of apolitical podcasts like, who the fuck is that? Oh my god, who's that dude who he's friends with Hasan, he's friends with Ludwig, and he's friends with all those guys. He like runs a relatively normie like show. I think he presented for Iron Mouse at the Streamer Awards. He's just like nameless, like popular streamer number 382 for me. I don't know. I can't remember his name, although I do remember he's British. Connor. Literally, that is how little I know about the guy. I can't even remember his first name, okay? Because obviously, but they had Connor. Okay, so it's Connor VA. Okay, because they had a son on their podcast. I think it was like apolitical, or they didn't really discuss like politics. And then not too long later, I think it was literally as the podcast came out, right? It's like swarmed with like negative comments or like saying, I don't know why you guys are going like in a political direction. I think they ended up deleting the podcast, or did they leave the podcast up and say we're not going to have Hasan on anymore? We're sorry we overstepped. Because if it was filmed during that time, Hasan had gone around and kind of done like a batch of like podcast appearances. I could imagine that even like Adam Friedland would like probably see the reaction and think, yeah, I don't really want to get involved with all that. It was raided supposedly, but then anti-raided by Hasan. Hasan says literally everything that's like vaguely negative about him is like raided by DGG or raided by like, I don't know, like the commentary community or whatever. It's insane. It's yeah. He's a little, I don't know. I feel like he's got the like solidified problem that he doesn't understand, or he can't contend with the fact that people would hate him even if they fully understood his politics. I feel like the way that he usually says is like, oh, they're like chuds, or they're like DGG sycophants, or they're something else. Whereas, yeah, I'm sure that he gets a lot of hate from those communities, but I feel like he always assumes that somebody can't dislike him and understand his politics. He just seems very sensitive. But I don't know. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special introduction today. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines hero as a mythological or legendary figure, often of divine descent, endowed with great strength. An illustrious warrior, a person admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage. But to me, my hero is our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Turkish political commentator Hasan Piker, everyone. Nice muscles, dude.
Thank you.
Okay, you got a great bod though.
Thank you.
Great arms, great chest.
Yeah, that is the same face that I would be making. As much as I think people get this wrong about Hasan, that he likes to like flaunt his body, or likes to I don't know, somehow like flex the fact that he's got like a physique or whatever. I don't know if he really does, except for like posting like pictures on Instagram and like doing it that way. He doesn't like these kind of like fawning compliments. It's like, oh, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment through it. God, I really forgot how small his head is compared to the rest of his body. Yeah, it is a problem with that. Armpits? Question mark? He's a thirst poster. I don't know. Okay, I can't see Twitter without his freaking armpits. You must have a different algo. I think I do, Queen Bee. Okay, I think I do, but I don't think Hasan does that. And who's that journalist? Who's that journalist who was following him around at the DNC, and she was telling him how like sexy and like handsome he was? And he just like was incredibly uncomfortable. Oh my god, you've got to know what I mean. You've got to know what I mean, dude. Elisa Mercante. Oh my god. That's it. Oh my god. Yeah. What? How the fuck can I only find like Smash J? Oh, really? Can I only find Smash JT reactions to it? I can't find the original clip. Okay, I'm gonna have to endure some like, I guess some talking about it to find the clip.
So guys, the other day, Destiny.
Do not care. Show me the woman.
Zaddy
to go see Austin before he goes on.
If you want to do that, yeah, we would go back a house.
And you could tell he knows.
Yeah, well, how can you have commentary on that? He's literally just standing there saying nothing. Okay, here she is. She swoops in.
Alyssa,
Hi.
I heard you to run.
No, yeah.
So she's like, I heard you had to run, right? And you could tell, look, handshake, kind of like literally treating her like a bro. Like not even.
He just gave her a handshake. It's
the handshake, look away. He can't even look at her in the eyes. Can't even look at her in the eyes. And look at her. She's already gushing over like she wants to swallow his meat.
Yeah, we're...
What the f is going on? Dude, to do this kind of commentary, you've either got to be incredibly misogynistic or incredibly funny. Okay, this just seems deranged. What's with this guy? I've got no idea.
We have,
Look.
We have a couple...
Not even eye contact. Like, that's like a, hey, you're below me type.
This guy's... No, okay. He's just, like, incredibly... Giving somebody, like, direct eye-to-eye, like, contact when you've just, like, met or whatever. She's the one who's being, like, who's being, like, weird with him.
Things that we need to infiltrate.
There he goes. Some things we need to infiltrate. Not even a, hey, I'm not interested, right?
Yeah. So, I'm sorry for
I was
not...
going to pick your brain about gamers and politics. But
Yeah, we can do it another time.
yeah, sounds good.
Look, yeah, we could do it for another time while his complete body language is like, dude, I could give a fuck less.
Okay. I'm tired of the misogynist, okay? I'm tired of the misogynist. I've taken about as much as I can take. We're going back to the video. Just assume, okay? Just boo. Crying about... Okay. Let's watch for the big reveal, okay? We can watch for the big reveal, okay?
Less about any of this. You know, scratching his back, bending there, has a soda in his hand, barely wanting to talk to her, blowing her completely off. King Hasan, you made me like you on this, whether you meant to do it or not. King, you're like, nah, I'm not interested in this. This girl ain't worth my time.
Good.
Okay.
Good luck.
Perfect.
You are tall. He's a tall guy.
You are tall. Like, okay, she's really like, you are tall. Like, can't even be a professional. Let's rewind it a little bit.
Alyssa,
Hi.
I heard you to run.
No, yeah, we have a...
Oh, she just introduced herself, by the way. She goes, Alyssa Mercante. I'm sure he knows who she is, because, again, senior editor at Kotaku, she's been in the news.
Here now. He's got an entire Imga album of their... Okay, this guy's deranged. I've been told to check out this to disprove my hypothesis. Is this? What the f is this, dude? He posted this. He posted this. Okay. Finished the pit last night. Was locked in till 2 a.m. Amazing show. Touched on everything. Labor issues. Hospitals running like a business. Medical racism. Incels. Mass shootings. Also, Noah Weil is a stud. Definitely recommend. He's just flexing over a girl dying in hospital. I don't know if that's a look. I don't know if that's a look that you want to have. He's essentially just seen himself. He's essentially just seen a movie for like a movie poster or like a poster for a show where there's a woman in a hospital bed lying there unconscious, and he just edited himself in there, like making her like smell his armpits. Okay. So maybe he leans into it. Okay, maybe. Jesus Christ. That shadow is edited. That. Okay, I take it back. He leans into it. He likes it. Okay. I'm sorry. I take that all back.
How long have you been getting muscles for?
Yeah, I used to be really super fat, and then I moved to LA, and I was living with a bunch of personal trainers.
So sick.
And no, it's because I was broke.
Do you attribute any modicum of your success?
Yeah, Ali, it is a good point, okay? It is a good point. I made the comment that Hasan doesn't really, like, you know, entertain this kind of attention that much. QQ is instantly like, no, actually, this picture of his armpit, and there's this picture of his armpit. And 9 months ago, actually, I think you'll see, he did this. There's got to be an entire, like folder of, like, bookmark URLs in his browser. Just Hasan. Armpits, legs, cock outline, quadriceps. It's despicable. It's despicable stuff when you really think about it. It's disgusting.
Success to being a big, strong guy?
Being attractive?
Yeah, if you were like a Quasimodo, would people be listening to you about like...
Why are people analyzing his pits? I don't know, ask QQ.
Attractive?
Yeah, if you were like a Quasimodo, would people be listening to you about like...
No. I mean, people would probably still be listening, but like not to the same degree.
They wouldn't be looking though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like this is actually kind of serious. I'm gassing myself up a little bit, which is weird.
Get serious.
But I do think that like there's a lot of these like Andrew Tate types out there, right? Which is really funny because he's like, I mean, he dresses super European, like super gay, like unimaginably gay. He wears like those little slipper loafers and like super tight pants. There's this entire like new wing of, I guess, right-wing adjacent content creators that are all like former life insurance salesmen and shit. And they all present themselves as like super masculine alpha dogs. And I feel like the way I look kind of counters that a little bit because, like, you know, you look like the archetypical, stereotypical leftist guy.
What is that supposed to mean?
Gay and
handsome.
You coming on my damn show sunning my ass immediately? You dress gay like Andrew Tate says.
No, I just dress gay because I'm gay.
No.
But I'm saying
you got
that,
stylists and stuff?
No.
How much Rick Owens have you bought?
This is the Doc Martens one, and these are the only.
Those are literally the collabo Rick Owens?
Yeah. They're sick though. They're super comfy and also relatively affordable. They're like $300.
Wait, so let's back up. You grew up in Turkey?
Yeah.
What's like the vibe there?
Chill.
You think?
Chill in Turkey. Okay. Hasan definitely has a stylist or friends that tell him what to buy. I don't know. He's been a himbo for a long time. Okay. He's been a himbo for a long time. If anybody can claim credit, for like, you know, having style or whatever, Austin dresses him. Okay, Hasan can have style without the one gay man in his life like dressing him. It's pretty chill in Turkey if you're rich. I'm pretty sure that every country in the world is pretty chill if you're rich. No, except for North Korea. Well, no. Because then you'd be like a member of the royal family. So, yeah, I guess it would be kind of chill. No, it's the gay guy who dresses him. I'm not sure if it's true. Oh, taking it very personally. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you look at the old things that he wears, like in the Young Turks things, where he's doing like guy talk or whatever, like that is 100% him, like dressing with like the style of the time, whatever. Is Turkey Europe or Asia? Unironic, I think it might be one of those cases where it's like kind of cut off. And so I think part of it might be on the European continent, and then part of it might be like, you know, so it might be Eurasia in a weird way. But I don't know if I like the fact that they like calling themselves European. Yeah, it's because they'd like to be in the EU. I'd like to be in the EU. But I feel like the attack that he makes against like the Andrew Tates or whatever, in terms of like looking gay and stuff, it feels very, very weird. And I understand it as an attack because he's like saying, "Oh well, you know, I'm only saying that. I'm only saying that because like they would hate it, you know, because they would not like being called gay. because they're like homophobic or whatever. It's like, okay. But at the same time, you are just calling them gay as an insult. Oh, not very soy. Not very soy. Not very woke. Not very good.
I think, yeah.
I was in an econ class in college, freshman year, like 8 a.m. class, and there was like a crew of internationals, and they all were wearing Hermes like belt, Gucci shoes, like you know the kind of like the international students at college, they blast cigs outside the library. Yeah. But I was like, they were all talking some type of language. I'm like, what the fuck kind of language is that?
Yeah.
And it was my
people's language?
What's it called? Turkish. Yeah. It was that language.
They were all.
It's very like.
Is it like that?
Yeah, it's very like milk throat.
I don't know if that's Turkish, bro.
No, what is it?
I feel like Turkish is more like.
Like a snobby Arabic, like we're a little bit European.
That definitely is the vibe. You're 100% right. Turks will get very mad if you ever call them Arab. Like, they're not Arab anyway, but like still, there's like Arabic background.
Yeah, everyone thinks that's some type of Arab over here.
Yeah, Turkey also rebranded under Erdogan. It's called Turkiye now. They changed it. They're like, everyone has to say the Turkish way of saying.
That's kind of that I like that actually.
Yeah. I don't think people are doing it though.
No?
I don't like it because I don't like the fact that a country can just say like, by the way, guys, we're like changing our name, and you have to like spell it a different way, and you have to use a umlaut. You have to use a umlaut to spell Turkey. It's like, no. I'm either just not going to talk about the country anymore, or I'm just going to say like, not quite Syria. Or I'm just gonna name out like the name of the bird. Yeah, just keep it Turkey. I don't know why the fuck they do that.
People don't. I mean, that's kind of disrespect if someone's just making up a different name for your country.
I don't care.
Let's back up, because my audience is like pretty mature intellectual style. So many of them.
I've seen the subreddit.
Many of them might not know. I don't know what you're talking about. Many of them might not know, like, streaming or games or whatever, Minecrafts or whatever. So could you, like, just explain for our audience, like, what it is? Like, how would you explain what it is that you do?
The way I explain it to, like, mainstream media people is, like, I'm basically like a Rush Limbaugh without crippling opiate addiction or brain cancer.
But you're just as...
Jesus Christ. Also very interesting that Hasan puts himself at the same level as Rush Limbaugh. Well, to be fair, he does like advertise himself and says that, yeah, I kind of do like propaganda. It's what I say is just to kind of like persuade people to like a certain like political side. He makes no secret of that. I'm not sure, but he doesn't try to hide that fact, or he said it before. So I'm guessing, yeah, maybe comparing himself to Rush Limbaugh is maybe maybe an accurate description. Actually, maybe I think I feel like it's a huge admission, or something he's saying that's like, really, that's who you like aim for. But no, he said that before.
You're just as hateful and
yeah. Against white people though. So, it's like a reverse Rush Limbaugh.
You hate white people?
No, I love white people. I'm white.
You do that because I have a Turkish friend that tries to play it like he's
tries to play it.
Yeah. Tries to play like he's not from the Euro side of Istanbul. But like you have to just know everything. Like you have to have an opinion, right?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, but like you have to have an opinion on something, right?
Not really.
I
feel like this is like, okay. I don't know if anyone watched the Destiny one, but this is obviously Adam has like political disagreements with Destiny. Adam has like, political agreements and like affinity with Hasan. But this just seems like fawning and like, oh my god, Hasan, do you have to like know everything? Him calling Destiny a goy was peak. I mean, that was good. When's he gonna call Hasan a goy? He's worse than a goy. Okay. I don't know if I can actually. I only said that for comedic effect. I was reading something else on my second monitor. Anyway,
But
There's
you're
plenty of
doing
things
it.
I don't have an opinion
You're
on.
doing it in real time, right?
Yeah.
So like you're like streaming 8 hours a day. A news article drops, and then you just drop knowledge on it, right?
Yeah.
But like that's really fast.
Yeah.
But like, what if you're wrong?
Sometimes I do get stuff wrong. Like I'll have
Like the whole Israel thing? Wait, can I try it? Can you just like, let's say, give me a breaking news?
Okay, and you want to
And
give
then
a take?
I'm gonna give an opinion.
Okay, breaking news.
Because I have an opinion on, I don't believe in anything anymore.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna try to do your thing.
Breaking
Adam
news.
is trolling so hard. No, Adam is joking around, okay? If he wanted to, okay? If he wanted to, he could have gone way harder on the Israel shit. Because Hasan has absolutely been incorrect several times. If he wanted to, he could go to the Ukraine shit. But Adam Friedland agrees with him about Israel. And so he's like, oh, what have you been wrong about? About like Israel. And then it just moves
Can
on.
I try it? Can you just like, let's say, give me a breaking news?
Okay, and you. Sometimes I do get stuff wrong. Like I'll have.
Like the whole Israel thing? Wait, can I try it?
And then there we are. It's just like, boop. It's like a jump cut to another thing. I'm guessing because that's like, I don't know, dicey territory, or it's hard to like riff on that more. I don't know.
Can you just like, let's say, give me a breaking news?
Okay, and you want to
And
give
then
a take?
I'm gonna give an opinion.
Okay, breaking news.
Because I have an opinion on, I don't believe in anything anymore.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna try to do your thing.
Breaking news. The United Nations have come out with a new report that halves the number of child and women fatalities since October 7 in the latest siege that Israel conducted in Gaza.
I don't understand what it
Based, finally admitting their anti-Semitic lies, finally seeing past the what do they call it? So Pallywood, finally looking past Pallywood and their fiction.
any of those words mean. Can you make an easier one? Like what Kamala Harris like got shot in the head or something?
That's like easier? Okay.
That halves
Vice President
halves the October 7th.
Okay.
What are you even going
I gave
there
you
for?
a real USA Today headline from yesterday.
Just tell me one, just make one up.
Okay.
You say it just happened, and I gotta be on Hasan baby stream.
Okay.
And I gotta like go like this and
Yeah,
like
you have
tell.
to be,
I have to tell the kids. Okay, so give me one.
Okay. After a visit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden shit in his diapers.
After a visit with Chinese leaders.
You asked for an easy one.
Well, give it to me. Let's run it again.
Okay. After a visit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden was reported to shit in his diapers.
Hasan is not good at improv. No, where can you even run with that? That's like, whoa, that's like a crazy thing. Whoa, that's great. He shit in his diaper, dude. Like, there's no way you can really run with that. It's like a funny concept, but it's not a very good like promise for like or like premise for like improv.
That's it. That's what I would have said. Actually, bro. Are you coming for my?
Yeah, that's I'm just shooting from the hip. I went on your stream, right? And I was shocked. You have 25,000 people that are just constantly watching. What you're doing has more of a similarity, and this isn't condescending, to Jake Paul than like Wolf Blitzer, right? Because you are to some extent a content creator online that interfaces with an audience, right?
When I started writing and like doing video essays and stuff on the Young Turks, like the space online for leftist political commentary was super marginal. Like it was non-existent.
I guess that's quite true.
There were
like when he started at the Young Turks, like the Young Turks was a huge show, and I'm pretty sure even before that, there's been like a pendulum shift. There's like a pendulum shift, like back and forth. Yeah, there's always been a space for leftist commentary, but the fucking the Tumblrite video essays, that was like a huge genre at the time. Young Turks is pathetic now. I'm pretty sure the Young Turks is bigger than it's ever been right now, right? I'm pretty sure it's like bigger than it's ever been. But yeah, even at the time, I feel Hasan does this when he like goes back and like repaints like his history and stuff. Pretty sure you were wrong. No, I'm pretty sure. Back in the day, TYT would always show up on my YouTube. Yeah. There was absolutely... No, the Tumblr Art content was around even then. The Tumblr Art content was really, really early on. Like, there was a long time ago... It was a long time ago when, I'm pretty sure it wasn't 4chan, like, predominantly filled with, like, communists, instead of, like, fascist, racist, Nazis, or whatever. No, that used to be how it went. And the way that Hasan, like, retells his past, and, like, the environment at the time before Hasan stepped in, I think it's just not true.
Some, like, old school radio talk show guys, like, you know, Sam Cedar, I would say Jank was a little bit on that, like, left adjacent content creator side on the internet, but everything was dominated by right-wing politics. And all these neck-bearded nerds were just, like, really annoying. They weren't cool. They were not charismatic. They were not entertaining. And they were basically...
And it was video games, too. A lot of...
but I like video games, too. I play video games as well. And I knew, like... I knew that there was enough people that had similar opinions to myself that would appreciate a perspective that they rarely get to hear from a dude who isn't like a super Tumblr guy. Because there was definitely at this time...
What's a Tumblr guy?
Like a dude who, like people that grew up on Tumblr. Like there were a lot of people on the left.
You used to be able to beat off from Tumblr, but they got rid of it.
I never really went on Tumblr, so I can't.
They used to show stuff you could beat off to, and then they got rid of it.
I think furry. Is that what you're talking about?
Furry.
Yeah. And that's what they had on Tumblr.
You have a real specific...
It wasn't... That was like a minority. It wasn't all.
Specific way that you come?
A real specific way? Sometimes
you need like a
if I come so hard, I will literally cramp on my abs.
That's not what I'm asking.
No, what are you asking?
You need like a scenario that's like that. This is the one thing that makes me feel like God or something. Because for me, it's just kissing girl. You know, I love you. Kind of missionary. Kind of over doggy at this point.
Deep staring into the eyes.
Do you think doggy is queer?
Do I think doggy is queer? No,
yeah, even if it's with a girl, it's a little bit like.
It's a little gay.
It's not. It's like a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
It's a little. I mean, and that's chill. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
It's a little queer.
We're pro queer in this space.
Is doggy queer? I don't think so. Right? I don't think so at all. That's like a pretty kind of like dominant kind of like male, you know? I don't think so, said the queer man. To be fair though, okay, to be fair to the question, could gays have sex in missionary? I'm sure they could now I've asked the question. But I just can't imagine it. What am I talking about? Okay.
No, I'm anti-doggy though at this point.
Yeah.
I like.
Okay, so you're anti-queer.
For my sex, yeah. Okay. I like kissing. I love you. And then busts. I'm sorry. And then how was that for you? And then like and then I like kiss and then say what are we even doing? Do you say that?
No.
You've never done that?
No, I've never done that.
You gotta go with a sweetie and kiss and be like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You never done that?
No.
Why? Because you're on fucking stream talking to these psychos.
That's what I'm doing. I'm too busy.
But here's the question, okay? Like, there are comedians I know that are on the road 52 weeks a year, right? And they're doing observational comedy, right? They're But at a certain point, like if they're observing society but they're not participating in society,
Yeah.
then like how like it doesn't like in my mind I'm like that's just bizarre, right?
Yeah,
But,
that's
like,
what happens
if
with like
you're
Kevin
in,
Hart.
If you're in a chair, like if you're in a you got ergonomic, probably. Do you have a racing seat kind of thing?
You were in my house. You saw my chair. You sat on one of my chairs. You don't remember?
No,
I have
bro.
a Logitech.
I don't remember.
I have a Herman Miller Logitech edition. They sent it to me.
I remember I went into your house and then you had a rag, you put it on my face, and then I woke up and then I had AOC written on my forehead.
Yeah.
No, I mean like.
That's what I do to people.
But I'm saying it's like if you, because of the grind that you're on, it does preclude you from kind of like how you gonna be socialist if you ain't in society? If you're like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not like criticizing. I'm saying like, you know, like interfacing.
It sounds a lot like you're criticizing.
No, it sounds like you're being defensive, bro.
Is he actually getting defensive? Is he actually getting defensive? And he's literally asking him the most softball little kind of like funny little question. Like, how can you be socialist if you're not in like society? And he's getting ass man over that. Holy. I was saying earlier, like I was seeing how this would go because he's got like such a huge ego, but I didn't think that he was pressing him at all in what he was saying. Like he's being so light with how he's like talking to him.
If you're like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not like criticizing. I'm saying like, you know, like interfacing.
It sounds a lot like you're criticizing.
No, it sounds like you're being defensive, bro.
I'm being a little defensive.
I know, but it feels like.
I feel like I'm under attack.
I'm saying like, you know, and it's I don't want to go touch grass. Touch grass means like you have to not get off the computer, right?
Yeah, go outside.
Touch grass.
Be one with nature.
But it's weird to touch it.
Yeah.
You walk on it.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Take
touch,
shoes off.
Touch grass. Touch grass is what someone says that doesn't go outside, right?
Ironically, you mentioned that, but like, yes, if someone says touch grass, like no one who's already in the process of being outside is like touch grass.
You're observing through the internet, right? And kind of it precludes you a lot of the time, I would imagine, from like interfacing with
real humans,
your community, your society.
Yeah.
You know?
I that's why I try to like every moment that I'm not on stream,
yeah,
I try to, you know, do that sort of thing. I go outside.
You touch grass?
I touch grass, yeah.
What do you do? Like after you get off stream, 8 p.m. You take the dog out?
Yeah.
And then Sunset Strip?
I go to.
Oh yeah. My mind has been enabled. Like, what do you do for fun?
Yeah, I can get me personally. Okay, me personally, what I prefer to do is just, you know, end the stream, you know, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., kind of like review, you know, the VOD, see like segments that might be like cut out, like send them off to somebody who's gonna like edit it, and then maybe like sit in like a Discord call and like discuss that after, and then go to bed at like 4 a.m. and then wake up like totally like sleep deprived at noon, and then try and read some stuff to be able to talk about on stream like the next day. And then every so often I get a day off where I don't have to think about stream content, when I don't have to think about like topics. And then what do I do on those days? Nothing, because I'm fucking exhausted. And then eventually it gets to the point where like, oh my god, like I'm swirling around with like the same thoughts. Like Hasan, Ethan, Destiny, like I'm in their lives. Like I could almost be one of like their closest friends with like how much I know and like talk about them. And like at that point I like go outside and go to Brighton. But it has to reach a boiling point, okay? It has to reach a boiling point. It's like I don't know, it's like when it starts getting to winter, right, goes to autumn, you know, starts to get a bit cold, or like fall, and then, you know, you kind of keep your t-shirt on from summer, and then slowly it's getting colder and colder and colder. It's like, nah, I'm still all right with this. Nah, I'm still all right with this. And by the time it gets really cold, then you put on the coat and you feel the benefit, you know? It's like that. You kind of wait for things to get to a kind of, you know, like catastrophic kind of failure endpoint. And then you kind of like, you know, make a change or like solve the issue that you're having, you know? It feels fun.
What do you spend the money on?
Not really anything. That's the
so
whole
what's
point.
the point of money? Like, what do you?
But that's why I'm saying it's like you can't go and like quote unquote purchase me to change my attitude on anything, because like a while ago I actually said this on camera and like it got misconstrued and people were like yelling at me where I said something along
Social
the lines of,
batteries.
like, I have enough money for the essentials, which I've elevated for sure. Like it's still
for the
luxurious.
brand essentials.
Like
for that one?
No, not the brand essentials. No, like I have enough money that I can take care of my family, right? I give back a lot to charities and stuff like that, and do fundraisers, and beyond that, I'm super comfortable. It's not like my lifestyle has. Yeah, but I'm saying like my lifestyle hasn't changed. Like I was broke and I was fucking 8 hours a day streaming, and now I'm rich and I'm 8 hours a day streaming. Like none of that changed. The only
That's not what that clip said, if I remember. One sec. I can't find it. I found like an XQC react to
I
it.
live on a basic necessity budget for the most part. Anyway, okay.
A basic necessity budget? I don't even know if I say I live on a basic necessity budget because my rent is so high, and I know my expenses are 1/10.
Okay, so it's not XQC reacting to Hasan RB on a basic necessity budget. It's XQC reacting to Destiny, reacting to like a 5-second clip of Hasan. Okay, cool. Nice. Cool. Excellent. The content sphere that we exist in. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Jesus Christ.
thing that changes, like, I now have
You got a
money to like fly to New York if I want to, and also have the same exact setup in New York that I can carry with me and then stream in New York. That's the only difference.
You're like, you could bring your computer to New York?
Yeah.
That's your flex?
That's my. Okay,
Why don't you get a Porsche 911?
I bought a Porsche.
If I was you, I'd be bludgeoning peasants.
Yeah, I bought a
Dude, to be
Taycan.
fair,
People
okay.
got mad.
I
at
don't
me.
like Hasan. I don't like Hasan. I don't like Hasan, alright? But could you imagine the backlash from, like, Ethan and Destiny and those communities if you got a Porsche 911? If you got a Porsche 911. The reaction would actually be exquisite. It'd be so funny to watch. Just to see if people kind of like bought the bait or whatever. That'd actually be really good.
For that too.
You got a Taycan?
Yeah, it's the EV. It's the EV Porsche.
Oh, electric.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Pretty nice.
Democrat, dude.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, so let's go to the people that are in the chat that are consuming it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've been doing Twitch since what, 2018?
Yeah.
So has the chat
Full time since 2020.
So the chat as an entity,
Yeah.
right? Has the chat changed?
It just grew. Like when I first started, I had like 30 people watching.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, all of them were beating off, right? And then it grew to
day
like
ones.
300 to 1,000, you know what I mean? And then 2020 is when I went full time.
But it also had to have changed because they're in middle school now, right?
Yeah.
Gonna be a part 2, no? Fuck off, man. What the fuck is going on in this camera shots? It was bad in the first one. I didn't know if like I was gay for like noticing it, okay? But the close-up shot. What the fuck is in there? this is an ad. What even is this? A gambling sponsorship? A gambling sponsorship, and Hasan is on this episode. Hasan is on this episode. It's sponsored by a gambling advert. Squad W. Squad W.
A lot of people did grow up alongside like my content for sure. Like there are a lot of people that have been watching this 20.
Yeah, that is only a problem because of the hypocrisy point. Like he was one of the people kind of like trying to chase XQC and train wrecks off of Twitch for doing the Gamba streams. Meanwhile, being like totally fine with like sports betting and stuff like that. That is, Jesus Christ, how old is that drama? How old is that drama? It's insane.
2020, and in 2020 they were like, 16, 17, 18, and now 4 years later they're in their 20s, all the way to like late 20s.
Yeah.
So it is that part definitely does change as well, for sure. Like my audience ages with me.
I would imagine they're alone. I mean, a lot of these guys are too, you know? And sometimes I do think like...
I think some people just like throw it on as background noise. Some people just have it on as a way to keep themselves informed.
You ever meet Obama?
No, but I have linked up with the Pod Save America people before. I've been on their
I
pod.
thought you were going to say you linked up with Obama.
I have not linked up with Obama.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though.
You got probably in your phone, you got like...
Does it sound like Obama? I don't know if you would even enjoy doing that. Is there any like large mainstay central figure of like the Democratic Party that Hasan would even like? Bernie Sanders, yeah, whatever. I mean, he's not even like a core member of like the Democratic Party. He's like to the left and a little bit of like the gadfly, I guess. AOC, maybe, although people have like started to cool on her. I've got no idea why. Elizabeth Warren, maybe. Absolutely not Kamala Harris. He hates her. I don't think he likes Joe Biden either. Barack Obama, I can't imagine he's a fan of Barack Obama. The deporter-in-chief, I don't think so.
You got some phone numbers in there.
You got some phone numbers in there.
Nah, no one.
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't know anyone.
This show has had
Can you call
so many celebrities on it.
Can you call Jake Paul right now?
I can't. I don't have his number.
Can you call Logan Paul right now?
AOC is drawing crowds bigger than Trump. Yeah, I know. In terms of like the broad population, she's got more and more and more popular. But I'm saying with like the kind of far leftist or whatever, because she's moderated and because she's not quite as kind of fiery as she has been before. I think Nancy Pelosi took her under her wing or something like that. She's chilled out and moderated a little bit, like more happy to work like within the system to get like slow progress done, rather than making these like big shows about kind of big changes she wants to see or whatever. And so I feel like people have kind of like eased off her a little bit with that. And then she's been mealy-mouthed or kind of like indecisive on the issue of like Israel-Palestine. Or she's at least kind of like given some kind of some kind of talking time to like, Israeli national security or whatever. And so everyone's like cut her off from what I remember.
I don't have his number either.
Can you call Mr. Beast right now?
I do have his number.
Hit him up, bro.
I don't want to call him.
Come on,
That's
please.
Weird. We're
it's
not,
my dying.
We're not.
It's my dream.
We're
it's
not
my dream.
fucking. We're
Do
not
this
tight
for
like
me.
that.
Do this
we're not
for
tight
me.
like that.
Okay, what?
He's gonna be like, the fuck are you doing?
Just please. I'll be cool. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No, I'm not doing
Please,
that.
dude.
I'm not doing that.
I have so much respect for Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast content.
I'm not doing that.
He bought a house for $1 and then he bought a house for $500.
That was brilliant. That said a lot, actually. He was actually talking
also,
about
what
the
he's
housing
done for
market.
chocolate with the Feastables brand?
Yeah. The new Feastables actually, I hate
the
to admit
peanut butter.
is-
The peanut butter. I'm telling you, okay.
Hey, are you being for real right now?
I swear to God.
Okay, because I actually do like the peanut butter Feastables.
Someone put me on the Mr. Beast. Like I get chocolates now. They put me on the Mr. Beast wants to send you chocolate
Yeah.
list, And what he's done for chocolate and peanut butter, this is not a paid endorsement, is monumental. Can you please call him? Can you please call him?
No, I'm not
Please,
calling
bro.
him. I'm not
It's
calling
not. I'm not going to troll. I'm not going to embarrass you.
He's probably in like Zimbabwe right now, building wells or some shit. And he's always doing some shit. He's gonna be like, what the fuck are you calling me?
I'm just not famous enough, dude. You're not going to hit up Mr. Beast.
I'll do it after. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Adam.
All
right, because you did.
I understand now why Hasan is such like a humorless individual. I understand now why he's such a humorless individual. His laugh is insane. So fucking obnoxious. Let me listen to that again.
I'm sorry, Adam.
It's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad. Jesus Christ. Like, what's the... Oh. I think that people talk about, like, oh, you know, could Destiny go into mainstream politics? Could Vosh go into mainstream politics? Could Hasan? And they always say, like, oh, no, the edgy clips would destroy him. It's like, no. Hasan's laugh would be the fucking end of him. If Howard Dean lost 2004 because of this.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. Are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin? We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
That scream destroyed this man's career. He plummeted in the polls after this, to the point where I, in 2025, am bringing up this clip from 21 years ago. No way could Hasan survive that. Fucking hell. Yeah!
All right, because you did that, we're going to do a new segment.
Okay, let's do it.
I was only going to bust this out if you disrespected. All
right. Oh, no.
So, Hasan, you're somewhat of a fashion icon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show some of your best looks.
Oh, here we go.
And I want to hear like, let's say, you know how like say this is the Admiral. Like, give it each a name.
Okay, got it.
So let's start off. Bro, look at your face. This is sexy. Okay, so we're going off like this is a classic like Pharrell hat kind of style.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the sunglasses here?
I'm just taking them off. Like,
this is like
sexy, to give like a sexy face. I'm drinking your coffee.
Go ahead. So here's the famous one. Here's the famous one.
Oh no!
Here's the famous one. Bro, you're goated. You are goated.
Okay. Here.
Okay, so here we go. This is the famous one.
No. Dude, I was to this moment I was wondering. No way is he gonna bring up. No way is he gonna bring up the Hasan shirt. Oh my god. If I type in why the fuck? If you type in Hasan shirt, it auto completes the Hasan shirtless, okay? Not good. Oh fuck. Okay. Yes. This is it, dude. This is it. Right outside the no smoking sign. He's got the make the rich pay. And he's like totally noped out. He's dripped up to right there. Make the rich pay, right? But the A is like a little anarchist symbol. Yeah, if you didn't know. Yeah, political theory. And then his head is still like, it looks a little bit more normal in this photo. But I tell you what doesn't look normal. Why the fuck are his ankles that small, dude? His calves are just like... what is going on with the socks? Of course he's got the Vans on. Of course he's got the Vans on. But people always talk about this picture and they focus on the t-shirt. People talk about this picture and they always focus on the t-shirt because the t-shirt is funny. But people are missing a trick. He's clearly like clenched up these like jeans to make himself look like this. He looks ridiculous. Yeah, the pants aren't folded, okay? They are folded. That's like one or two folds. That's like one or two folds. This is where all our material is. This is where all our material is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I just want people to know, okay? I just want people to know, when they look at this picture, the t-shirt is like 10% of why it's like a horrific image, okay? It's like 10%. No.
Jeans don't get enough love in this.
No, people shit on the jeans all the time.
What do you mean?
I'm a tall boy.
The shirt is kind of like you're doing like a American Idiot Green Day kind of situation.
Yeah. So that was I gotta stop wearing my friend's merchandise. That was a dude who was doing graphic design at the Young Turks at the time.
Bro.
He's an anarchist, and he gave me the shirt to be like, hey, can you post this? And I was like, sure. And I thought it was sick.
He's an anarchist?
Yeah.
He's like the Joker? Why don't we get a crib?
How do people miss this? It's the anarchist A. I said that as a joke earlier to like point out the obvious. How the f did Adam Friedland... Okay.
In the fucking hills.
Let's do it. Entourage style. Would you be my E? Is that how that works? Like, what would you be in that group? Like, if I'm the analog
I'd be Vince, dude. You're fucking Lloyd, bro.
I don't even know what Lloyd is. Which one was Lloyd?
Lloyd's the gay Chinese assistant.
Oh! Yeah, no, that was a great character. I'll take it.
Ari said a lot of things to Lloyd in that show.
Yeah, he really did.
All right, so this was
probably the most real part about that show.
This one, you got killed on this one.
Okay, let's see.
This one you got killed on.
Oh, yeah. That's another.
Yeah.
So
it looks almost like you're...
No. Oh, no. I've never seen this image before. Hold on.
You're being like a little bit...
So that...
Oh, my God. No way. I met God. She's black. I mean, it's fucking worked for him, though. I mean, look at her. Look at her. She's loving life. I guarantee. Is this at like a fucking, like... This is like a grocery store, like the the customer service counter. She's just in line. She doesn't know him at all. Okay.
That is another fucking like merch thing that they sent me, and I was wearing it, and that lady was like, "Can I have that? Like, can I have that sweater?"
She didn't know who he was. Okay. You can call me racist, okay? You can call me racist. You cannot call me wrong. You cannot call me wrong.
I hope you gave it to her.
I did. No, I didn't. I was like, I need to take more photos.
I'm calling the police.
Wait, there's more. Give me the.
No. It's too many.
That one?
This is my favorite look of yours.
Which one? Okay.
Let's see it right here.
What the fuck is that?
That's you at the.
Who is that guy?
That's you, no?
No.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Throw me into it, man. Restart.
Guys, this episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks? It's the best place to win cash while watching.
Win cash? Okay.
Sports. I fucking love watching sports. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I don't care about fucking tariffs, okay? I just want to watch ball, okay? Blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah. All this politics these days. The game's on, folks. The app is easy to use. You make a lineup, And all you got to do is pick more or less of a particular player's stats. Simple as that. You can play in 40 states, including California and Texas, two of the most phenomenal states. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. All you got to do is use our promo code, TAFS. Tell them Adam sent you, okay? Again, that's $50, free money from these guys. What are you, an idiot? What are you, a fool? That's $50. What are you doing with your life? You play $5, they give you $50. It's a phenomenal deal. Guys, Prize Picks, promo code TAFS. And tell them Adam sent you. Thank you. All right, and now back to the show.
Yes, just.
So what do you think, Hasan, let's go back to politics. What do you think, who are you going for in Ukraine? What side are you on that?
I'm on I'm on nobody's side. I mean, I think.
What? I didn't think it would happen. I didn't think it would happen. He actually put the question to him, what side are you on the Israel-Palestine? The other war. Ukraine-Russia. I'm on neither side. Okay. That's a tactful way to say that Russia is against the West. The West supports Ukraine. I am tacitly on Russia's side. Okay. What's all this about multipolarity, Hasan? Don't you like multipolarity? Don't we like a multipolar world?
But I think Vladimir Putin's bad, and what he did was wrong.
You think Ukraine guys are like pissed at Gaza?
I would be.
They're like, damn, they're clout sharked.
They're in a weird predicament because like Zelensky is like super pro-Israel.
He's Jon Stewart. He's the Jon Stewart.
He's like Jewish and stuff, right? I didn't know about this.
Of Ukraine.
That's true. He was. He used to be.
Yeah.
But he's like has to be super pro-Israel because like he's pro-NATO. He's pro like American State Department, right? And that's what the American State Department is signaling, that they're like super pro-Israel. Meanwhile, in the early stages, when Russia was invading Ukraine, Zelensky was like, "Hey, can we get the Iron Dome? Like that would be nice." They're fucking shelling us like nonstop. And Benjamin Netanyahu was like, "Fuck no." He stopped it.
You know all this stuff?
Yeah, it's our tech as Americans. Like, it's our tech.
Okay, so I just searched in. Zelensky Israel, because Miro has pointed it out. Zelensky is pro-Israel. Is it just because he's Jewish? I mean, Ukraine's President Zelensky has been viewed as a supporter of Israel throughout the Gaza war, but there's been a change in his discourse. Made a veiled criticism of Israel's war on Gaza, calling on Israel to respect humanitarian laws. The death toll rises. He has been a vocal supporter of Israel during his presidency, and since Russia invaded Ukraine, has repeatedly called on it to provide it. Vocal support of Israel, I guess, called on it to provide it with more material support, and reminded Tel Aviv of Moscow's alliance with Iran. Okay? Ukraine's Zelensky lambasted Israel for lack of support in war. It just seems to be he's like criticizing him. Kyiv Independent. Zelensky. Ukraine recognizes both Israel and Palestine. Well, yeah, that's like a pro-Palestine stance to recognize it as a state. I don't want to play into the Hasan anti-Semitism memes, but that's very weird. There might be stuff that I don't know. There might be stuff that I don't know. But Zelensky's like pro-Israel. It seems like he's done a lot of criticism for them.
To give to Ukraine, and Benjamin Netanyahu was like, "Nope."
You know how I feel about Ukraine versus Russia?
How?
Sounds about white, dude. Not my problem. That is not my problem. So you ever done like some
Okay. Easy escape hatch. That's an interesting escape hatch that he gave him there. What's your opinion on Israel Palestine? Oh, sorry, what's your opinion on Russia Ukraine? Well, I think that like Putin is like bad, but like Zelensky is also supporting Israel, so you know, it's okay. Oh, it seems like he's pro-Israel, but then Israel didn't help him, so he soft-turned on them. I don't know, because I look for like supportive comments. I look for like supportive comments that he's made of like Israel, and I'm just like, I can't really find many. And also, it's just this crowd will take anybody who is, you know, like vaguely kind of supportive of Israel, kind of like existing as a state, like long term, whatever. We'll like label them as a Zionist, which is fair because that is an accurate use of the term. But then used all the kind of moral weight with like a bigger, kind of more expansive definition of Zionist that they want to like bring into the conversation, you know? So I don't know. It could be totally fine though.
Celebrity fighting?
I think it's silly.
What, you could just hit like a, I don't know. Can you admit at this point that when Sam Hyde did that video, that it was very funny?
No.
I'm friends with you.
That
was very.
Oh, at the end of the, he's doing the first bit to butter him up a little bit. Kind of, ooh, aren't you so pretty? Aren't you so sexy? And, let's look at these funny photos of you. What do you think about Israel? What do you think about Ukraine, Russia? Aren't you like totally wrong about Sam Hyde? Wasn't that very funny when he said that he would hunt you down in your house in Los Angeles? Wasn't that quite funny? Okay.
Very funny.
I always I had no idea who the fuck this dude was at all. Like,
I'm gonna kill you! He was doing
at the time, I didn't know who this guy was, right? And I'm like, why is this fucking ugly freak like
Hasan pretends he doesn't Hasan pretends he doesn't know anybody who he vaguely doesn't like. I guarantee you can find you had like the young Turks covered Sam Hyde being kicked off of $1 Million Extreme, being kicked off Adult Swim at the time. Hasan claims they cut out the parts where he called Sam Hyde a pedo-Nazi. Okay, because we'll call him a pedo, that seems defamatory. No? Although, that is deep lore, okay? If Hasan's like, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. And then calling him a pedo, that is deep lore. That is deep lore. Okay.
Yelling about me all the time. Like, I just didn't even know.
You should have hit me up and I would have crafted your response. You gotta do like your own character. Do like an Iron Sheik or something.
The reason why I didn't do that.
Fuck to you, Sam Hyde.
The reason
Sam Hyde, fuck to you. Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do that.
That's a dub, bro.
Is because I don't fuck with those guys.
I'm not saying you have to go to the celebrity boxing event with KSI and like what.
I mean, that's what he was doing. Saying, he was on. I think he was literally on the KSI boxing event.
So I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying like if you're like. If you're responding in earnest, that's a L. Just for the internet.
But I didn't respond at
Either
all.
you don't say anything, or you do the Iron Sheik style character.
Yeah, that's why I did
where
that.
You're like, Bernie Sanders will fuck your ass, like, and my assistant AOC, the beautiful AOC. You know, you could have we could have written this out. It could have been.
He's missing the mark. He's missing the mark hugely. Okay. Talking about Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar. That's the one you want to go for. That's the one you want to go for. Bernie Sanders in a Turkish accent. It's not flying, okay? It's not flying. You need the Somali woman. You've got it right there. You've got it right there.
Great.
Well, the reason why I did not respond is literally because I was like, I don't want to fucking be associated with this dude at all.
Let's go back.
To Israel, Palestine.
But you did respond. I guess he reviewed it on stream and like cried that people were supporting a Nazi, like calling for his death or whatever. He absolutely knew who Sam Hyde was, though. That's 100% cope.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about like you have to comment on the world all the time, and it's kind of just like The news, I mean, it's kind of at a certain point, it's like, kind of just, it stinks.
Yeah.
The news stinks.
The way I see it is if I'm going to be serious, the way I see it is if I get like, I don't know, 100 people to join a
Hamas.
union. Or Hamas.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a union. If I get 100 people to join a union,
watching.
if I get 100 people to join a union, if I get 100 people to like engage in local organizing, or to even like run for local office, or you know, we saw this with the student protests at all the campuses. Like I went to the UCLA encampment, and everybody, like so many people came up and were like, dude, I can't believe you're here. Like you played a big role. There were organizers that were basically putting the entire encampment together. They were saying like, you got me started on this journey. Like I joined SJP because of you. And to me, that's Students for Justice in Palestine.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why
Sarah
I
Jessica
do it.
Parker, I thought.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. That's what he was saying.
I joined Sarah Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
But like,
you were saying something
but that is the overall reason. Like, there's a lot of ups
You're saying
and
if
downs.
I could change one life.
I mean, if I can get more people to pay attention to this sort of stuff and to make a big fuss about it, hopefully, I think there will be a snowball effect, and it will get others motivated, and it'll give courage to others to also go out and speak out on these injustices. Can I pee? Am I allowed? What? In your mouth.
How long have we done?
I'm gonna keep going. I just need to pee real quick. I've been holding it and I've been fidgeting a lot.
All right, go. Keep the mic on though.
I will keep the mic on.
I want to hear.
Where's the bathroom?
No.
Good question. Where is it?
Left and left. You could just Hasan. It's pussy to take the key. Just shoulder into
Okay,
the
I'll
door.
shoulder it.
I mean it, dude.
I'll keep the key
Too
and
late
shoulder
into
it.
the door.
Where is it? All the way to the left?
Left and left.
End of the hall.
You need an anti-Semite? Did my dad's me here now? I have to pee too, actually.
You can't skip this. Okay, I'll keep watching. No. How much is there? Dude. I mean, when I heard that Hasan was a streamer, I didn't realize. Okay.
Can you please call Mr. Beast?
No. I refuse.
Why?
Because I don't know what the fuck he's up to.
Okay,
I don't wanna
take
bother
your
him.
phone, take a pic, and just text it to him. If you're not gonna call him, just take a pic of me.
I'm gonna take a pic of you. I'm gonna text it to him.
Do you have him saved as Mr. First Name Beast last name?
Who do I have him saved as? Let's see.
Jimmy? Jimmy Beast?
I have him as Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson.
He's gonna be the president. Can I
He-
see the pic? You sent it.
I'm about to send it to him.
No, that looks whack. Do a sicker one.
I'm sending it. It's too
no,
late.
No, do a sicker one, dude. Send it.
This guy wants you
Please send Mr.
on
Beast this.
his show
Please send.
in New York.
Please send Mr.
He's gonna
Beast
delete mine out. He's gonna block me.
Jimmy!
There, I'm gonna get your shoes in there too.
So, Hasan, you want to ask me a question?
I do, but I don't. You're not gonna.
Just ask me.
No.
Why?
I'm not asking.
Why
it.
are you being all shy like that?
Well, it's not shy. It's just
You're
like I don't know
giggling.
if you'll cut it.
Okay, ask the question.
Okay. What's the deal with the Red Scare girls?
All right, Hasan Piker, everyone.
What is that in reference to? It's Babka around. What the fuck is that in reference to? Adam. She loves the fucking Red Scare podcast. Oh. Ah. He used to go out with one of the girls. They don't date anymore. And now it's gone right wing. A podcast called Red Scare has gone right wing. Is Doggy queer?